Welcome to our introduction to Hope Empowerment Opportunities. Hope Empowerment Opportunities is a new mission ministry here in Kenly, North Carolina, where we're trying to bring together the faith community, the business community, civic leaders, and neighbors from all across Kenly to address the impact of poverty in our community. The ways that we're doing this is to bring all of these different groups together in a way that then empowers people to be able to step out of poverty as we work together to address the needs of poverty in our community. Before we begin the introduction, I want to show you a couple of different places where you can get some different information about what Hope Empowerment Opportunities does. You can find out more information about Hope Empowerment Opportunities, or Hope EO, as you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/hope.empowerment.opportunities, and find out about news and events, some of the information that we're providing, so that everybody can be caught up on what we're doing. Also, there's a flyer that we're using right now, and you can find this at the tinyurl.com/HopeEO May intro. That flyer looks like this, and I imagine that you'd be able to read that from here. And so we're going to go through the material that's in that flyer, but if you'd like to print that out for yourself, again, that's the way that you can do that. You can download that today, print it out, share it, use it however you'd like to. First, we'd like to start with some of our core principles about Hope EO. First of all, Hope EO is going to be a ministry that is with, not to, our neighbors experiencing poverty. We want to make sure that this is a mutual relationship, and so the best way to do that is to minister with people, not to people. Another core principle is that God has given each person gifts, abilities, and resources. Hope EO will help develop and empower those. We know that each person that comes to be a part of Hope EO, even if they're a planned participant or if they are a volunteer with our program, that each one is an image bearer of God. And because of that, we're going to treat them in a way that says that they are empowered to be able to address the needs that are in front of us. So we're going to work together to empower people. Another core principle is that people experiencing poverty are people, not projects. We're going to treat each one that comes in the door as the person of God that they are, not simply as a resource or as a person that's in need. Another core principle is that crisis ministries are for crisis situations. Long term, we must move from transactional to mutual relationships. And what that means is that the crisis ministries, especially that are going on here in Kenly, those are great ministries, and we want to support them. We're going to see in just a moment about how we're going to work together with those ministries. Those ministries, those crisis ministries, are for crisis situations. We've got to change the way that we think about charity and poverty to go from a transactional, here is your food, here is your need, to then, where I provide and they receive. We don't like that language either. We want to turn instead to mutual relationships where we are working together to address the needs of poverty. Another core principle is that understanding the systems creating obstacles and the resources available to overcome them empowers change. As we as community embrace some of the ways to get out of poverty, and also the ways that we can help people do that, as we do that system-wide, not just individually, but across the community, this is going to empower change in individuals' lives, families' lives, and across Kenly as we work together to do this. You can see these in the flyer that I was talking about. These are spelled out at the bottom of the flyer, and so I invite you to realize that that's going to be some of our foundational language from the very beginning of the ministry. Well, let me explain a little bit about what Hope EO is going to look like. There's three parts to Hope EO. First of all is the education and collaboration portion, where we're going to be working with the people that are coming in to see our programs and to be a part of it. We're going to work with existing churches and existing ministries and the wider business and civic part of the community in our response to helping those families address poverty. Second is going to be community engagement, where we're doing programs that are bringing the entire neighborhood together in ways that are empowering people to make a difference in the neighborhood. We're going to be bumping elbows together, and that's a great thing. As we get to know each other, we will all thrive together. And then Third, there's going to be a microenterprise employment mission that's part of the vision of Hope EO, where we're going to develop a model that works best here in Kenley, whatever that model will be, to address the needs of those that are underemployed and unemployed in a new work microenterprise mission. That first part, the education collaboration, means that we're going to have something for the families that come to be a part of our program. So we're going to work with individual families. By working with a family, we're working with them, not to them. Again, this goes back to one of our core principles. We're going to work with a family that comes in. We'll have them and then a volunteer that works with them to together look at what their situation is, look at what their needs are, and then develop an action plan customized to what they need to thrive. We're going to have partner agencies, social services and other agencies. We'll also work, as you see in the second part, with partner ministries, so that that family that's coming in can be partnered with the ministries that are going on in such a way that that family thrives and that ministry thrives. I want to be really clear, we are not taking over any of the ministries that are already going on in Canada. We are going to be working alongside them, strengthening them, giving them more support, and making them even more effective in their ministry, while we're also working with these families. And the same way then goes to our partner churches. The partner churches are going to be a part of this by providing volunteers, giving us places for program parts, some of the program that will be taking place there. There's also this really unique part that the church provides, where we can have a place for people to be in relationship in a deeper way than even in the social services network, and especially with the faith component. This is a faith-based ministry. And so the faith component of this is going to be very important to us, that as families come in, we're not going to force anyone into faith, but the reason that we're going to be reaching out to them and the framework through which we're going to be reaching out to them is very much a faith-based program. So faith development, community connection, connection neighbor to neighbor, this is going to lift up each church, and it's going to lift up our community. As we work together this way, I see a lifting up as the water rises, every boat goes up. And so this will help our families, this will help our ministries, this will help our churches. And as we do each one of these things, all three of them will be strengthened in the process, which is why I invite everybody in the community to be a part of this. This is where everybody in the community will benefit as the community comes together to thrive as we embrace the needs of fighting poverty. The second part of this, the community engagement, this is where we're going to be building relationships and opportunities to thrive together. These are going to be hands-on projects. It might be a community garden. It might be a community wagon pool. And you see here, there's a picture of my church when we went out for a wagon pool. What's a wagon pool? It's real simple. You grab a wagon, fill it full of stuff, and you pull it through the neighborhood to say, how can we help you? How can we, it's providing some free means of connecting to people, but even more so, it's saying, how can we pray with you? How can we hear what's going on in your life better, so that we can be a part of your life? It may be mission fairs. It might be a mission day that we do throughout the community. There's going to be a part of our Hope EO program is there's going to be a team of people who connecting neighbor to neighbor is going to be their project and their mission. Because some of you out there love to do this kind of stuff, and this is going to be where you can connect each other to this. Community garden. Ways where reaching out through the garden will be a way to help feed our neighbors, help neighbor, and then together we all get to know each other. One of the benefits of this is that we get to listen to each other. We get to connect across all different barriers and lines across our community, and it'll give us a chance to hear where the needs are in each person's life so that we can better be addressing that in the wider Hope EO program. The third part of this is the microenterprise part. And this is where we're going to be building some kind of business model that helps train people on how to work, how to be a good employee. We're going to have job training skills, life skills training, and business training for whatever the business is that we end up choosing to do. Some of you may have heard me say a peanut ministry. A peanut ministry is just an example. I've seen a bakery that does this. I've seen other ministries. We actually have a whole list of different ministries where people are doing this very model right here in North Carolina. And I want to take part of our team then is going to take a look at these different models and then come back with a plan that says in Kenley, this is what's going to work the best. And we'll start a business based on that. Who knows, down the road, we may even develop this as a model where 2 or 3 businesses launch from this based on the need and also the gifts and graces of the people that come into the program. But this is going to be one of the exciting parts of this, is that we're going to be building a mission-based business where the product that they produce is a value-added product that then helps us reach out to the under and unemployed here in Kenley and gives them a model where they learn not just to how what their needs are and how to respond to that, but they're going to get a chance to break out of those needs. Well, those are the 3 main components of Hope EO. So the first steps that we're going to take over these coming weeks and months is, first of all, we've got to say who comes to the table. Everybody's invited. But we want each person that's watching this and each person that's part of this to think about who would be interested in being a part of this. Who do we need to have, as a team, who do we need to have on this team? So we're forming this action team. That action team is going to arise from the listening sessions that we're having each Monday night here in May. So who needs to be involved? Which business, civic leaders, et cetera. And it's not that, I'll invite them, but I hope that each one of you listening will be inviting people to get excited about this new ministry and to be involved in finding the people that can be part of it. The second part is that we're going to be looking at each of those different 3 components. And some of you will say, I have a passion for this part, or I have a passion for that second part, or I have a passion for that third part. So we're going to be soon, not quite yet, but soon, we're going to break into teams where there are people that are going to be dreaming and exploring and seeing what the options are for those different areas as we brainstorm together. And then as a group, we will decide together what our priorities are going to be and how we can develop a plan to put some of our short-term goals in place, and then our long-term plans in place as well. And then the third part is to prepare yourself for this journey. This is going to be exciting. The journey of, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. Well, this is this first step. And so I'm inviting you to be a part of this plan. And I want you to think about for yourself, how can I prepare myself? It may be that you need some more training. It may be that you need to do some invitations to have people come to the table. But what do you need now to be doing and committing yourself to so that this process is very successful? This is not just me. This is going to be a community-wide and a team-wide effort. If you have any questions or comments about this, I'd love to talk with you about it. You don't have to wait till Monday nights. I am available anytime you'd like to talk about it. You can contact me. My email address is paul.dunham@hopeo.org or my cell phone 252-414-0558. Before we go, I want to give you a chance to hear some of the reactions that some of your neighbors have had as we have explored this new idea, just their excitement about being a part of this and what it might mean for us here in Kenley. What's a takeaway that you have from tonight? What's something that you've seen that God's got you a little excited about or hopeful about? Or
I like it very, very much when we get together, all the churches get together and help each other. And so reaching out looks like to me it will be wonderful. It'll be a big thing, and I appreciate that, being able to involve so many different people. I like that a lot.
I like the fact of empowering people to become more independent and to be a good model for their children and those kinds of things. So helping people to become more independent
Great. Thank you.
Me personally, what excites me is that a true sense of Christian community, a true sense of that, not just people getting together, helping each other, showing each other where we need to go and what we need to do, and seeing how God's people is in the forefront. That's
Amen.
exciting.
Yeah, amen.
Yes.
Jonathan, do you have a takeaway for you? Or he may not be with us. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still
Did I
there.
lose you?
Yeah.
You there? Okay.
I just like the fact that we're able to be a service to the community. And it's not just going to be like during special occasions, but just ongoing, being able to help those in the community and also empowering them, not only offering them assistance, but, you know, showing them ways that things can be done better, you know, in their lives. And of course, keeping God first. So I'm excited about it.
Great. George and Ann, what do you have?
Well, I just like the thought of, just like they were talking about, empowering people to get back to work and find out, you know, how they can make their lives better. That excites me too. I always helping to get people back on their feet and maybe get things that they, you know, some education that they couldn't have before, they didn't get before, they need, you know, some guidance and those things. I think it'll be great. And I agree that the churches coming together is a big part of it.
Yep, I'm excited to see anytime, like I said, we can work together. It's already been mentioned tonight, but not just talk about it, but get out here and to work together, and our churches work as the body of Christ, you know, and see. Not only will we help the community, the people who need to be empowered, I think it will empower us in the church as we work together and we see things happening that God's moving and doing. God's working and we join the work together.
Yes.
I think that will empower the church as well as the people who need, you know, financial and emotional and physical, spiritual assistance.
Well, if we do the mutual relationship ministry well, everybody's blessed, because we find out that we are neighbor and neighbor helping each other. That by doing that, the churches will be blessed, the people will be blessed. But I think the people, you know, the ones that says, well, I'm coming to bring something, they'll find out that they also gain something, and their discipleship will grow.
I've said this before. I want everybody in our area, every person. I don't care what side of the tracks they live on, what shade their skin is, whatever. I want everybody to rise up, you know, to be lifted up. But there's you know, there are ways to do that, and there are ways not to do that. And just handing out, just giving a program, just social services coming in and taking care of physical needs is not that's helpful, of course, but people need to have lives transformed, and that's what I think this program offers. It has a spiritual component that so many other agencies lack, and so
Yes,
that's so important.
absolutely. God bless you as we work together in addressing the needs of poverty here in Kenley. I am excited and look forward to working together to lift Kenley up as we do the work that God calls us to. God bless you all. Talk to you soon.